Why is the Olympic medals looking all rusty and shit?
More than 100 athletes from the 2024 Summer Olympic and Paralympic Games have returned their hard-earned hardware, asking for the medals to be repaired or replaced. Some complaining about the deterioration within days of the Games, like Team USA skateboarding star JEJE Houston.
They're apparently not as high quality as you would think. It's looking rough.
You know it's JEJE VIBE.
It's JEJE
JEJE VIBE. You know I got the queen with me. You know if you knew, you know what you're supposed to do.
Subscribe.
ASAP. You're welcome to JEJE VIBE. What else would you rather be? Giving you what's happening and just chilling at the same time. So grab your wine, grab your tea, whatever you're into.
Or popcorn.
So we're about to talk about the rusty Olympic medals.
Olympic medals, maybe gotta step up the quality a little bit.
The shine wearing off Olympic medals awarded in Paris.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It is wearing a little bit.
Why is the Olympic medals looking all rusty and shit?
More than 100 athletes from the 2024 Summer Olympic and Paralympic Games have returned their hard-earned hardware, asking for the medals to be repaired or replaced. Some complaining about the deterioration within days of the Games, like Team USA skateboarding star JEJE Houston.
They're apparently not as high quality as you would think. It's looking rough.
Why do you go out and to this prestigious, it's supposed to be like a prestigious tournament where you're representing your country
Yep.
against
Hey,
so
you
many
work
other
so
people?
hard to try at least break the world record.
You work hard, you train, hoping that you'll be rewarded either by gold. Everybody's aiming for gold, silver, or bronze. But it's now looking like
Tarnished
after
medals.
all your efforts, after everything, your medal is decaying in your front.
Tarnishing.
The idea was supposed to be like, I'm winning real gold.
The U.S. team has won 103 medals at the Olympics this year. Many of the athletes who've won them have noted that the medals are heavy.
They're pretty heavy, yeah.
Apparently.
So we started questioning, are these medals actually made of the materials they represent, right? The real gold, real silver, bronze. Okay, so biggest question, are these medals made of like real solid gold, real silver?
Kind of, yes. So I always wondered this. I went to the Olympics in 1996 with my father, and you know, he is the jeweler. I asked him the same question, and so actually, the silver medal is pure silver. The gold medal is pure silver.
What?
Pretty much. It's plated with gold.
Wow.
So it's actually what's called vermeil in the jewelry world, which happens to be a French word. And it is for a piece of jewelry or item that is sterling silver, which is 92.5% silver, plated with gold. And that gold is usually 14 karat or 18 karat gold, but it's a heavy plating. So the gold medal actually has 6 grams of gold, you know, solid gold under on top of the sterling silver.
Interesting.
Okay.
And the bronze is bronze. And bronze is actually copper and tin. And sometimes they mix in other alloys like zinc to make it a little harder, a little less prone to tarnishing. So, yeah, they're kind of what they say they are in the sense of, well, in the case of the gold medal, and the other ones are, yeah, those are the medals.
It's supposed to be that you're winning a gold, real gold,
Or silver.
or silver. or bronze.
Side-by-side comparison of Tokyo and Paris gold medals shows a more dull finish to the newer medal, but the tarnish most apparent on 2024's bronze medals. According to the International Olympic Committee, bronze medals are made from an alloy of copper, tin, and zinc, which experts say makes them susceptible to moisture and sweat.
And hey, the company that I guess the medal was awarded to make now is LVMH.
LVMH. Louis Vuitton. Moet and
Hennessy.
You may have heard of LVMH, the French luxury goods giant. The letters stand for Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, leading luxury brands in their own right. Then you have Tiffany, Bulgari, Christian Dior, and dozens of others. All these brands come under the LVMH umbrella. The group was synonymous with high-end luxury and exceptional quality. We say was synonymous because a recent mishap has dented that reputation and made LVMH a laughingstock, at least in its native France. The mishap in question is pretty glaring. It involves the ultimate symbol of world-beating glory, the medals from last year's Paris Olympics. These are the medals in question. Very chic, very suave.
crazy. We contracted to make the medals.
LVMH was quite excited about these medals and quick to highlight its role in their design. This is a page on the LVMH website where they unveiled the medals. LVMH took the credit for unveiling them. Not the International Olympic Committee, not French President Emmanuel Macron, LVMH. The brand sought to integrate itself with the Olympics. It was the largest corporate sponsor. LVMH branding was everywhere, and this extended to the medals. A jewelry brand under LVMH designed the medals. It was the first time a jeweler was given the honor, apparently, and they were quite proud of it. The medals had scraps from the Eiffel Tower, from the renovation work. The Eiffel Tower piece and the medal's ray design symbolize something very artistic. But apparently, what they don't symbolize is sturdiness. Because look at some of the medals now. Olympians have taken to social media to display their rusting medals. Over 100 athletes have lodged complaints with the International Olympic Committee. They're all asking for replacements.
So what is the excuse for a luxurious brand like LVMH to give the athletes a rusty medals? Coated medals. And they're blaming it on recycling.
The medals, designed by luxury jeweler Chaumet, were additionally heralded for their novel look, incorporating a piece of steel from the Eiffel Tower. And as Paris 2024 sought to be environmentally friendly, the medals were touted for using recycled materials. But that decision now also called into question.
It is possible that these recycled materials had some foreign elements that just did not hold up, and they're starting to react.
For a country that prides itself on style, quality, and flair, the medal controversy quickly becoming a point of embarrassment.
It's supposed to be that you're winning a gold. Real gold.
Or silver.
Or silver. Or bronze.
How did this happen? How did the world's premier luxury house get things so wrong? Well, LVMH is pointing the finger at Monnaie de Paris. It's a French mint. This mint was responsible for actually making the medals, for executing the LVMH design. The mint has also taken responsibility for the defects. They say it was a problem with the varnish, the coating used to prevent rusting.
It's supposed to be
the real metal.
The real metal itself. Like, don't coat it.
And it looks like it was coated with latex.
Crazy.
Apparently, the mint was forced to change the varnish formula at the last minute because of European Union regulations banning a toxic chemical. Their new varnish clearly didn't work well, and so now we have dozens of rusty, crumbling Olympic medals. LVMH has been relatively quiet during this whole fiasco, refusing to take blame for their partner's shortcomings. While unveiling the medals, the LVMH website didn't give any credit to the partner. It hogged all the plaudits. But when it comes to blame, suddenly it's all the mint's fault. That's quite the way to protect brand reputation. Let's see if LVMH customers agree.
This is crazy. I wonder how the athletes feel. They're feeling bad. Some of them are complaining. Like they have to send it back and get a replacement.
Now, and the headache continues for the International Olympic Committee as more and more Paris athletes share pics online of their Olympic medals falling apart. The problem is with the varnish used to coat the medals. So a key ingredient was removed last minute after it was banned by the EU for being a known carcinogen. So far, more than 100 athletes have asked for replacements.
But still, if you're getting a replacement, are you guaranteed that it's going to be the real medal that you won? If it's gold, are you getting real gold?
Can you show us this medal? We've got it. Can you point it up to the camera?
Yes.
Look at that.
That looks like it's taken a beating. What's happened?
Look, even holding it now, honestly, it still feels incredibly surreal. I can't believe I've actually got one of these and it's mine.
Yeah.
And, you know, what a journey. This is literally my life's work in this medal right here.
Hey, at the end of the day, is it really worth it?
It's the whole idea of all of this competition worth it.
The Olympics are scheduled once in 4 years to keep the charm alive for the mega event. France's radical changes and a different approach to hosting the Games has ensured that the sporting world will continue to be enthralled by the drama and controversies much after the edition concluded. So much so that it would last until the 2028 Games in Los Angeles. Basically, keep the Olympic charm alive for the next 4 years. While the Games gave birth to iconic and controversial moments, as we enter 2025, one thing remains consistent. It's the talk around Paris as hosts for the Summer Games, and not in the way they would like, because the organizers have managed to upset all the medal winners, and this time their very own have come out and spoken about how appalling the medals are now. It's been 5 months since the Games concluded. The medals have continued to deteriorate and lose their shine. Joining the growing list of athletes who've complained about the quality of the medals at Paris are 2 French swimmers who are mocking their own country's failure as Olympics host. That's right, their own athletes calling their country's Olympic organizers out for their blunder. The men's 4x100 medley relay bronze medalist, the French swimmer Johan Indoy-Brouard, mocked the medals, saying it was probably from the 1924 event which Paris hosted. That's just how tarnished and weathered the medals look right now. While Brouard's jibe is enough to make a mockery of Paris's failure, his teammate Clément Secchi compared the medals to crocodile skin. Come to think of it, the irregular patches and worn-down metal does resemble a crocodile skin. But the question is, are these medals even half as valuable as crocodile skin? Like that Birkin bag that went for $450,000 in 2022. Will the Paris medals be just as valuable because they've started looking like crocodile skin? No chance. And it isn't just these athletes who've complained of the poor state of the medals. The criticism started just weeks after the Olympics concluded. The Olympic motto is to portray the culture and identity of the host nation. And yes, Paris is known for its art, historic infrastructure, and ancient monuments. But that doesn't mean they make their medals actually resemble ancient monuments. Because it won't be long before athletes start comparing them to structures in the Stonehenge era. Maybe that's the only way they can become as valuable as a crocodile skin bag. A piece from the Stonehenge era would certainly hold a more historic significance.
We've been hearing a lot of news lately too about how some of these Olympian champions are busy, I guess, on OnlyFans now.
Oh my God.
Should we talk about OnlyFans? A website I'm sure none of us in this room are familiar with at all. I think there's maybe been a question to Paris 24 as well. It's a regular Olympic story, athletes sort of auctioning their not their medals, but their sort of equipment. They're just to try to raise money to pay for their costs. Some suggestions, some are advertising themselves on OnlyFans for people who like to see pictures of their favourite Olympic athletes. Is that a trend? I mean, it's been kind of confirmed from the site. Is that something you've been aware of, or have there been original ways?
Have you been looking at my browser history, Graham? Is that what? I honestly, I'm not aware of, but I think I would assume that athletes are, like all citizens, are allowed to do what they can. Only friends, you say? Is that right?
Crazy.
The 2024 Paris Olympics closed with a star-studded show. With Billie Eilish, Snoop Dogg, Her and Red Hot Chili Peppers performing at the National Stadium of France on Sunday. This year, the world's biggest sporting event saw everything. Be it 7 beautiful proposals by athletes in the City of Love, a boxer winning gold while facing a controversy over her gender, or contestants turning to OnlyFans to sustain their dreams at the Games. Yes, you heard that right. OnlyFans, an online platform that is primarily used by adult content creators to publish sexually explicit content and get paid for every view. Many Olympians are selling pictures of their bodies to subscribers on OnlyFans. Reports say they are struggling to make ends meet, and some of them can barely make rent. The list of these athletes include British diver Jack Luffer, who won a bronze last week and has previously taken home gold, silver and bronze medals at the Rio 2016 and Tokyo Games. Luffer posts content in Speedos, briefs and boxers, and a subscription to his account costs $10 per month. He had to resort to the controversial website as funding for him never really materialized. Another Olympian on this list is diver Matthew Mitchum from Australia, the first openly gay Olympic gold medalist. He now calls himself a sex worker light. Meanwhile, New Zealander rower Robert Manson says, and I quote, "My content is nude or implied nude. I keep it artistic, I have fun with it, and try not to take myself too seriously. That's something I've also tried to maintain in my approach to rowing. This approach has helped me achieve a personal best result at the Olympics." Canadian pole vaulter Alicia Newman uses OnlyFans to buy property and build up her savings. German diver Timo Barthel and Mexican diver Diego Baliza Isaias have also used the platform for financial stability that other funding failed to provide.
So, Olympic is not helping the case?
But the International Olympic Committee is not concerned about their situation. IOC spokesperson Mark Adams says that athletes, like all citizens, are allowed to do what they can. Notably, the Olympics bring in billions of dollars in ticket sales, TV rights and sponsorships, but most athletes are left to fend for themselves financially. Global Athlete, an organization that addresses power imbalance in sports, has decried the worsening state of Olympic financing. It says the entire funding model for the Olympics is broken and athletes are being used for modern-day slavery. Multiple athletes facing the dire conditions have confirmed that while stars like Simone Biles and Michael Phelps can make millions, others struggle to cover the cost of competing on the global stage. These costs range from coaching and equipment to medical bills and daily expenses.
It's the whole idea of all of this competition worth it. Is it worth it? Because it looks like even it doesn't pay the OnlyFans Olympic medals holders are OnlyFans, like for real. So what's the whole purpose of the whole competition? Just for another TV deal for all these media houses to make money off when it comes to broadcasting the whole sporting events? When it comes to the athletes, how are they being able to sustain themselves even after the competition? It's crazy.
Because they train so hard.
They train. They have to pay for coaches. They have to pay for training equipment.
The IOC just gives 1 or 2 tickets for friends and family, forcing athletes to pay for extra tickets so that their loved ones can see them winning. OnlyFans has expressed solidarity for the athletes. The platform said in a statement, OnlyFans is helping them to support training and living costs and providing the tools for success on and off the field. Now, even though the athletes are grappling with societal stigma, they still believe OnlyFans is at least superior to GoFundMe, because they are not just asking for money or handouts and are getting paid what they deserve.
So many shenanigans.
A lot.
In that Olympic.
Also, the amenities that they provided to the athletes now, the carton-made beds.
Crazy.
The Paris Olympics, it's not just the athletes, but ironically, the mattresses that are making headlines ahead of the Paris Games. I'm Dave Briggs here with the infamous anti-sex airweave bed that is customizable to every single athlete.
And so what's absolutely unique about our airweave mattress is that it's fully customizable for each athlete by having 3 unique blocks. So each of these blocks can be rotated specifically for the athlete.
All in the name of sustainability.
Also, food was not enough.
As the 2024 Paris Olympics geared up for its grand opening, an unexpected hiccup left athletes in a bit of a scramble. That too, quite literally. The Olympic Village has been struck by a food shortage, leading to grumbling stomachs and grumpy athletes. According to a report, vital protein like eggs and grilled meats were rationed out at breakfast nearly 2 days before the opening day, leaving many athletes feeling like they were getting Oliver Twist-style portions to start their day. Eggs, a protein-rich staple in the diets of most athletes, were particularly scarce, much to the dismay of the hungry competitors. Sodexo Live, the official catering partner, and Carrefour Group, the supplier for fresh products, have both vowed to increase the supply to meet the high demand. The task of feeding 15,000 athletes is no small feat, not to mention the additional staff, officials and volunteers. The Olympic kitchen will remain open 24 hours a day and is expected to serve about 40,000 meals daily. Michelin-trained chefs have also crafted a menu featuring over 500 dishes, including 40 entrees, a salad bar, a grill, a cheese cart, a dessert bar and a fruit stand. And to add to the challenge, Paris 2024 has even vowed to cut the carbon footprint of meals in half. So a third of all food will be plant-based, and all meat, eggs and milk will be sourced from within the country. Hence, despite these creative dishes, the current supply chain struggles to match the appetite of the athletes.
Several shenanigans in that Olympics. Several walking bullshits.
Here's how the Paris Olympics opening ceremony generated so much controversy. The 2024 Summer Olympics got underway in grand style on Friday, July 26th.
A night filled with spectacular moments, from the lighting of the cauldron to Celine Dion's breathtaking performance.
One part of the opening ceremony, though, drew the ire of prominent Christians and pulled attention away from the sportsmanship, international cooperation, and artistry.
A tableau so controversial it has the world asking, what were they thinking?
A group of drag queens danced along a fashion runway and struck poses around a central queen who had a mixing table in front of her and wore a headdress. When everyone was in place, a man in blue makeup representing the Greek god Bacchus, or Dionysus, was revealed as the centerpiece of an arrangement of food.
The backlash was swift. The official Olympics account, faced with widespread criticism, yanked the footage from YouTube. A stark message greeted viewers: this video is not available. But the damage was done. The opening ceremony, celebrated for its bold, unconventional approach, included a diverse mix of performers, models, dancers, but the segment that parodied Da Vinci's masterpiece crossed a line for many.
The Olympic Games official X account wrote that the segment in question was intended to represent, quote, the absurdity of violence between human beings.
Not even just walking stuff, also.
Bacchanal performance that's caused such distress amongst Christians was meant to be a big pagan party that connected the current Olympic Games back to the Greeks, who worship the gods of Olympus. Bacchus is the god of celebration in Greek mythology, Jolly recounted, and he's the god of wine, which is also one of the jewels of France, and the father of Sequana, the goddess of the river Seine. Jolly added, I wanted a ceremony that brings people together, that reconciles, but affirms our Republican values of liberty, equality, and fraternity. That message seemed to be lost on religious leaders around the world. The Russian Orthodox Church reacted by saying that Europe is embracing a godless culture. Even Egypt's Al-Azhar, a Sunni Muslim leader, chimed in, telling TRT Africa the depiction was insulting to Jesus in a reckless, barbaric way.
In response to the uproar, the Paris Olympics organizers issued an apology to Catholics and Christian groups, expressing regret over the contentious tableau.
To show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think that Thomas Joly really tried to really intend to celebrate community tolerance. That was his word yesterday. And looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are, of course, really, really sorry.
Man, that Olympic had so many shenanigans. So many. And at the end of the day, even the medals that you're going out there to go get
is rusty.
It's a rusty medal. Like, what's the whole point of this? I guess you can say the clouds. You get your 15 minutes of fame.
But then again, there are so many participants now, so many new sports now.
Whole lot. Even made breakdancing.
Oh, those were terrible. Really?
Oh God. Had the girl from Australia doing some fish movements.
Really? How did she even make it to the Olympics? That's the question.
Say she's the best in her country. She's the best in Australia. Imagine.
And look, I'm as ready to applaud someone having a go as the next person, but that doesn't mean that every child must win a prize. I mean, all credit to our magnificent Olympian team that's bringing back a record swag of medals, but a dud performance is a dud performance. There's no point pretending otherwise. I mean, breakdancing was one of those new sports introduced to us at Paris. At best, it's a cross between dancing and gymnastics. I mean, what you can see there is some brilliant people at a recent Red Bull competition. That's what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, our competitor, Rachel Gunn, a 36-year-old university lecturer who wrote her thesis on gender in Sydney's breakdancing scene, well, she got precisely 0 points in 3 rounds of competition. But anyone who says that she's a pretty ordinary performer, well, those criticisms have been called out as misogyny. Now, come on, if we want to compete, female or male even, you've got to accept the umpire's decision and the views of those who watch what you do. Former Socceroo Craig Foster has hit out at it and said that anyone who's criticising Gunn is un-Australian. Now, give me a break. Any way you cut it, her performances were crap. How on earth did she even qualify? But if you listen to the Prime Minister, she's a role model, he says, who should be praised for having a crack. Now, come on. I thought the whole point of the Olympics was to celebrate competition, not mere participation. What a waste of taxpayers' money. And what a cheap shot to claim justifiable criticism isn't allowed because Gunn's a woman. I mean, that's embarrassing to all the magnificent other female athletes who have excelled.
Well, I went out there and I had fun. I did take it
very seriously. I worked my butt off preparing for the Olympics, and I gave my all, truly. I'm honoured to have been a part of the Australian Olympic team and to be part of breaking's Olympic debut. What the other athletes have achieved has just been phenomenal.
As I tell you, the mindset of Australia is over there. But shout out to Australia, man. Shout out to Australia. It's crazy. She was moving like something different.
Offbeat.
This is something different. So it's crazy what the Olympic is right now.
So the IOC has apologized, and they say they're working with the National Mint of France, which was responsible for the medals production. Guys, they say they'll replace all damaged medals at the athletes' request in the coming months.
And I hope they make this one better. At least give the athletes a more prestigious medal. Please give them gold if they want gold. Give them silver if they want silver. Give them bronze at least if they have bronze.
Not latex coated.
Don't coat it.
Metals
shouldn't be coated. Just shut. If you guys can spend that money, shut the whole idea down.
There's no point.
There's no point. Let people just compete amongst themselves and not give them fake medals when they come to compete in a big stage. You know, it's JEJE Vibe. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.
We're out of here now.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
JEJE Vibe.